Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, guys. Welcome. I think I found the solution to the tinnitus. The high-pitched squealing one, anyway. I'm not a medical doctor, so I'll just tell you what an audiologist, Dr. Olson in Arizona said. Certain types of NSAIDs called non-steroidal medications for things like aspirin. Rusty, come on. You want to go outside? Go let the cat out. Let me finish. I'll talk to this home. I'll let the cat out. It turns out that NSAIDs increase tinnitus temporarily. Come on, get off my computer before you knock it offline again. Come on. Let's go outside. I'm in the house all day anyway. I'm gonna see how they're doing. Alright, so where was I? Okay, assuming I'm still on the air, assuming the cat didn't knock me offline. Okay, where was I? So, this audiologist said, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications, including aspirin, Celebrex, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, increase tinnitus. He said another way to help cut back tinnitus is to take an antihistamine. Well, I did both. And while I still have a little bit of tinnitus, it's sure quiet in here. Now, as far as the stuff feeling in my right ear, that clearly is pressure buildup, which could be caused by my interstitial tube not properly draining. That could be treated with an antibiotic or by using a balloon type thing to inflate the tube if it's clogged. It's a very common problem. Good morning, how you doing, Serene? Welcome to the show. So, since I'm telling you something from a medical doctor who works at audiology in Phoenix, Arizona, you can't say I'm giving you bad medical advice because it came from his office on the video that he did on YouTube showing what can be done to help make things more pleasant. So, that's a good thing. Now, unfortunately, Kristen did not yet give me the doctor's appointment for her doctor, so I do not have her phone number yet of the doctor to call. But I do hope to get that done. I mention all this because when you watch the replay of the game last night, the boom mic headset has a volume control on the cord. And what happened was, as I'm leaning over the desk, the volume control keeps getting turned down over and over again. It got so bad, I thought I was going deafer. Oh, yeah! I was starting to panic and have an anxiety attack. And then Lummy said, check the volume control. And I was glad to say she was right. I turned that back up and we were fine. So we do have some issues with the ear that still need to be medically examined. But at least now I could tell you, this morning, it's sure quiet in here now. In fact, it's a little quiet. Can I have a little bit of tinnitus back, please? It's a little too quiet for me. Not always. Sometimes I'm wrong. I've been known to pull a few oopsies. Yeah, she does. It's on my side of the body anyway. Yeah, I know. You got the shitty end of the deal. You got a bad eyesight and you got a bad ear. Lovely. Oh, I guess it could be worse. You're the one who ended up with a bum leg. Ouch. Speaking of the leg, I haven't talked much about that lately. Let's put it this way. My leg is not doing too bad, considering I can walk pretty well. I just used to walk around as kind of like a crutch or kind of like a cane, honestly. My hips don't hurt as bad, so I guess that's better. Yes. All right. So we have a premiere coming up about 5 o'clock today, and it is when me, Brian K, Red were playing Turtle Wow, and listening to the sound replay where I was having hearing problems. I don't think I wanted to listen to that anyway. There was a lot of weird humming and buzzing noises. I guess when Brian K turned his microphone up, he really turned it up too much. And it just had all kinds of distortion. Finally, when I realized what it was, I told Brian K he can turn his microphone back down again. And so you only have to listen to a short segment of buzzing and distortion until he finally gets his volume turned back down to a safe level. Now, some of you guys were asking, I think it was Red or Noodles I was asking this morning, asked the question on chat, how is Michelle able to do half the stuff that Michelle does financially? Let's put it this way. Michelle knows how to save like a bandit when she needs to. Absolutely. Another thing we have as a tool is donations and memberships. And I want to say thank you for all the people who have done that over the years, who have donated so much money to this channel. I know a lot of you may think I don't care, but that is totally butt-kiss. So I want to say thank you to everybody. Excellent, Gemini Jen. Much appreciated. So we have some records coming from Gemini Gem. These are older records from the 30s through the 1960s when they stopped pressing 78 RPM records in the United States. Various music, how bluegrass, country music, western music albums. And you know what? We played all kinds of weird stuff on this channel anyway, so why not listen to some 78 RPMs on the show? After all, with Silvermoon, we play everything. Oh, yeah! Absolutely. We sure do. We sure do. Now, don't forget, too, that our angel for the tree, the lights, are coming on the 12th and 14th. So the light string I bought was very long. It was 20 meters long. I didn't know it needed something shorter than that. But you know what? Let's put it this way. My tree is going to be more lit up than the top of the Chrysler building. Trust me. You're not going to miss that. Maybe they could use my trees to signal flare on highway. Oh wait, that's Christmas lights are coming on. That will get those set up. And the tree topper is also USB powered, which means, unlike most of my neighbors, my Christmas lights do not require the mains to work, which means when the power fails, I just plug it in my power bank and keep lighting on. How you doing, Mara? Welcome to the show today. So 5 o'clock, you're going to see the World of Warcraft, Brian K, Red, and May. We did the deep mines. I ended up basically bailing out because I died multiple times. And the second time, I decided not to bother go back and finish it. Because the tools that are in Turtle WoW makes it very hard for me to find my corpse because my corpse is buried underneath all the mobs. And on top of that, I was surrounded by Charlie in the deep mines, and I couldn't get my corpsicles out of there without dying multiple times in a row. Yes, I just got it done. I just did it. I just came home with it just at 2:30. I came up the stairs, set up, and right off the salon. So that's why it's so fresh today. Because I did it right before I came up here on the show. Now, like I said, I also got the latest selector bill. I would talk about the selector bill. Let me tell you something. There's a graph on this bill. And I don't want to say my address. I'm going to switch over to the other camera so you can see it's better here. Hold on a minute. Because I use so much USB powered lighting, that graph may not make a lot of sense to you. But you'll see that compared to last year when Ed was here, you'll see that we're not using nearly as much electricity. Last year, in the billing period of December, we used approximately about 600 or so 700. This year, we're using close to 400 kilowatt hours in the month of December. They say we're using 28.5% less usage than the same time last year. This month, your electric usage was only 372 kilowatt hours, which is fantastically great. It's going to get lower because once I go solar, you guys are going to realize it. And guess, if you think I forgot about the Blue Eddy power bank, you're incorrect. I have every intention to set this place up to run off the sun or near sun. Obviously, it's overcast today, so I would have to plug into the mains anyway. But we are going to try to lower our electric use a lot. By the way, John Kerry, the special envoy to the United Nations for Climate Change, is trying to tell America that they need to give up the refrigerators. And what are you going to hold it cool with? Ice? Does that mean that we have to start buying ice now from the ice house? Do we have enough icemen around to sell ice to all those millions of electric customers that need to keep their ice cream and food cold? I actually seriously do want to cut my global footprint. Here's the difference. No government mandate is going to do that to me. I'm going to cut my global footprint. It's going to be on my terms. And do you know what my electric bill was this month? I'll tell you what the actual price was. The actual bill this month was, drumroll please, $74.02. $74.02.
Oh, yeah!
Now, as far as the 50% off, that was what they told me, the electric company explained this to me. To get the 50% off, I have to switch back to Kinetic Everscrew's own electric generating capacity. That means the rates are going to be higher, which means I'm probably not going to save as much. I told them very nicely, thanks, but no thanks. Remember and wow, Michelle, whenever you need me and Brian to save you, yo, mommy, there's a scary bad man trying to hurt me. I would rather not, because of some people may think it's something else. But let me put it this way. In the Dead Mines, there sure was a lot of Charlie, and they were really to basically cream me big time. I'm only a level 13 discipline priestess. Yet Red is a druid, and Brian K was his favorite role of a ranged DPS hunter. I'll tell you right now that Brian K took out a lot of Charlie for me, which is a great thing.
Oh, yeah!
I did a lot of my own damage too, a lot of smite and shadow word pain too, that's for sure. A fridge is it's a must like a kidney or a TV. I don't know about you, but I don't have a television in my apartment. If what John Kerry wants to do is what he's going to do, he's going to have to set up more infrastructures to have more Iceman delivering ice. That's clearly obvious. Well, I don't know what was at 103.1, but in my area, it's 102.9 is WDRC FM, which used to be an oldie station. And don't forget, Silvermoon Radio is always broadcasting Sunday night, 7 o'clock. And yes, we actually do have an AM radio transmitter here that actually does transmit at 1,610 kilohertz. The reason we're not using it is because I don't have any AM radios right now to use it to tune into my station. Yes, Kerry's a joke. He's also a very dangerous joke because while at the same time he's demanding that we give up air conditioners, give up refrigerators, he's driving around an airplane that guzzles kerosene like a drunk guzzled vodka. How do you like that? It's stupid. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, they were. But you know what? I will say this much. Who the heck appointed John Kerry a special envoy for climate change? Biden did. Biden's a fuck anyway. Yeah, he's a fuck anyway. You know, the thing is that either way, I can tell you there was a slight problem with the sound. As I say, when Brian K was trying to compensate for his volume. But then, like I said, I realized this, wait a minute. The game fell silent too. What's going on here? Mamma mia! My hair is getting worse! Ah! I said, Michelle, you never unchecked the volume knob! Oh, that's what it was. And the thing is I'm going to say this, okay? I'm probably one of the only people in Winston, maybe in Litchfield County, that Christmas tree is completely powered by USB power bank capability. There's nothing wrong if you want to go off grid on your own. But it's going to be when it's feasible to do that. Not everybody can do that. But if you can, why not? It's worth it. If you can. After all, wouldn't you like to see your electric bill get even lower?
Oh yeah!
I'd like to see my electric bill get down to $40. How about you? I know you would.
Yeah!
By upgrading to the Mac Power Mac or Mac Pro 2009 or 2019 M1 Mac Mini, that alone shaved a huge chunk off of our electric bill. Same camera, same monitor, same keyboard, same mouse. A new M1 Mac Mini computer. That alone seriously chopped the hell out of my electric bill in a way that is very appreciable. It's irony. The irony is that computer's on right now in the other room on standby. I did some work on wanting to do when I was playing the music by Air Supply, Even the Nights Are Better. I had an idea for a musical video. Like you see those little radio station ones. You know, I stop playing, and I don't have a male voice, so I'll probably just use a computer voice. Something saying, AM 1610, Silvermoon City, Hazra. Come and relax, enjoy the music. Love carrots and noodles. Was talking about candle making this morning. If you were to make a noodle scented candle, probably smell like Old Spice, probably. Let me get the panel open before I forget. As I didn't forget, the panel is a part of the show, and I'm sure Noodles has got a lot to say today. But we don't have to get ready to get kids over to the for the replay of the premiere of last night's gameplay. So I want to try to get the show done by 5 or by 4-ish to get time to get everybody caught up, and so they can go make the popcorn, go make their steaks, whatever they need, so they can go eat their dinner, if that's your thing. But I'll tell you right now, like I said, the fact is that, well, I would not say I'm not totally tinnitus free. There's Noodles right there. Go ahead, Noodles. How you doing?
You dumb bitch.
How you doing?
No, I'm kidding. So, Michelle, your hair looks great, by the way.
Thanks.
Absolutely fabulous. So, Michelle, I got a question for you.
What?
Do we have anything planned for this December? I mean, are we doing anything? Because people are inviting me to comedy shows, to concerts and stuff like that. Like, what did we have planned for December?
I don't think we have anything planned other than convocation. That Stan says it's possible to do that in the park. I suppose that'd be something me and Stan would probably be working on December 20th at 7 o'clock at night.
All right, December 20th is what? A Friday or a Saturday or?
I have to look it up. Oh man.
Yeah, because that would be very important that I get that kind of information so I can help you out.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull the calendar up for you right now. December 20th is a Wednesday night.
Oh.
And,
yeah.
And Stan said it can be in the park. He said there's no problem with permits. So obviously me and Stan would have to come here ahead of time if we're going to get to the park so we can get the table, the incense, the candles out. Ready to go. Why? You interested in me part of that?
Oh, no, I just thought there was something that you asked me to do for you in December, and I wasn't sure exactly what it was.
Well, right now I don't have anything else scheduled for December.
Okay.
But that's certainly a pretty big thing. Also, you do got the Christmas party, Christmas Eve on Sunday the 24th. Obviously, Silvermoon Radio is going to be Christmas music, Christmas theme topics, and they call Winter's Veil in Silvermoon. So we'll have that. And then we're also going to have Christmas Day. A morning show will be a normal morning show, and then we'll have maybe we'll do something in the afternoon on Silvermoon and Kick, because we can't play music on YouTube, and so that's why we do it that way.
So what are you doing for Christmas Eve? Are you by yourself? Or are you hanging out with Krista?
Silvermoon Radio, AM 1610. 3 hours of music.
No, I get that. But what are you doing like on Christmas? Like you hanging out with your family? Like what's going on?
No. Nothing like that. Oh, I'm sure my mom might bring me over some Christmas cookies.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of that, I found another thing I forgot to mention on this video about tinnitus. Are you ready for this, Noodles? Something else that they have, this audio, which is also point, can also increase tinnitus. Eating too many carbohydrates.
Yeah, you brought that up. You brought that up last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right. So today, I decided to skip my Celebrex this morning. And while I still have a little bit of tinnitus, this room is awfully quiet. Oh, yeah, it's quiet.
Oh, yeah!
Quieter, a lot quieter. Yeah. So, I think as long as I lay on my left side like I'm supposed to, any fluid in my ear will drain out of my ear, because my right ear feels like it's kind of clogged up. And,
yeah, I saw a video of a guy getting a stent put in his ear. Because I guess his ear canal was either closing or it was closed or whatever. So what they did was they stuck
it's a schedule tube. It's kind of like a balloon, kind of like an vaginoplasty.
Yeah, they stuck this stuff in his ear that looked like bubble gum.
Well, in the case of the angio, or case of the autoplasty, it goes up your nostril, actually.
Well, this stuff they put in his ear. It looked like it was pink. It had some like wires attached to it, and they were making a
right. That's
implant,
for testing. That's for testing the backing up of the ischial tube. That's a test you can do, for that. That does different pressure regulation, and then they try to inject sound through transductance into the ear.
Okay.
To vibrate the bones. And if you
have you had that done?
instead of seeing a standard curve like this, if you see a curve bisecting like this, that means that you have a pressure buildup caused by a malfunctioning ischial tube in your ear. And the three common ways of treating it, actually there's four, but the first one is, if it's temporary, you just do nothing, maybe the ear will clear itself out. The second one is antibiotics. The third one is using like an vaginoplasty, but it's osteoplasty, to cause a balloon to inflate the ischial tubes to help release the pressure. The third way, actually, is to use a little grommet that goes in your eardrum, i.e. the so-called tubes in the ears, to help relieve fluid buildup and retention. My sister had that done, and she also had adenoids removed. So, as I said, it's a common problem in my family. So I have a feeling I probably might have to have the same thing done with my own ears to drain the fluids out. It's possibly. I might have to do this.
Life isn't fair, Michelle, because there's people out there who definitely deserve to be deaf, at least blind and whatever. I mean, life would be a lot easier if Fat 50 was deaf and blind and all this stuff. You're a very creative person, and it just sucks that I think to myself, Michelle, if you didn't have these disabilities, what you'd be creating, there'd be nothing holding you back.
First thing is if I had 20/20 vision, I could tell you I wouldn't be sitting on my fat ass in a chair. I'd be driving, hauling trucks, putting products around the country as a truck driver. That's what I'd be doing.
You think so?
I think so.
I would kind of hope that you would be doing like brain surgery or rocket science, and possibly creating like the greatest.
Maybe I might be more of a performer. I might be more like doing what kind of shows like Carmen Miranda used to do. I always wanted to be an actress originally. And
or how about mechanic/actress?
Yeah.
I could see you tinkering with stuff.
Oh, I like to tinker with stuff too, yeah. I do that now. Yeah, I definitely like to mess around with stuff.
Did you know that Seasons is out right now scouting a woman that will do a dual blowy on me, Michelle? She's scouting a woman that will partake in fellatio with me.
Wait.
And her.
Wait, how does Seasons fit into that?
So Seasons is the one who gives me fellatio, but I'm looking for another woman to also partake and help her out while that's going on. So you might want to talk to her.
Oh. Okay. Right now I see your windows look a little dirty on your truck.
Oh, sorry. It's probably my phone. Sorry. How's that now?
A little bit better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Krista said she was watching a show this morning, and she said you were wondering how I had the money to do half the stuff that I do.
I don't remember saying that.
No, somebody did. And the answer is very simple. I save my money like a fiend. That's how. Yep.
So fiends don't save their money, Michelle. Fiends spend their money on drugs and alcohol, and they blow their money nonstop on like gambling and stuff. They have an addiction.
And fast food restaurants too.
I think you mean a Jew or a Hasidic.
No, I'm just a very tight Christian. That's all. A tight Roman Catholic Christo pagan. I always believed in trying to hold on to my budget and trying to only buy the things I need to buy. That's why this year my Christmas tree is probably going to be the first one, if not the only one in Winston that's completely powered by USB.
Yeah, I believe that, Michelle. No one has the money to be getting USB stuff, plugging their trees into USB.
I got 4 sets of 20-meter long 200 USB lights for $14.
Really?
That's gonna be enough lights to do some little more than just lighting a tree. That's for sure. One light on the one tree with those lights is gonna be enough. Yeah, absolutely, it'll be enough.
Yeah, when is that tree coming?
It's already here. It's already.
Why don't you show us?
I can't because the camera's in the wrong position. Well, actually, I can't show you because I took a picture of it for the group. Hold on a minute. Let me go get the picture for you guys.
That's where the camera should be right now. The camera should be pointing at the tree, Michelle. The camera should be pointing at the tree, fully lit.
Right now it's pointing at the highway, so like it usually is. So let me just show you the picture of the tree. So what? Oh yeah, you didn't upload. I didn't upload it here. I shot it from my phone. Oh right. Let's find if I can find it.
Michelle, did you hear that Krista won a $50 gift card to Starbucks last night, but she wasn't there to receive it, so therefore she lost it? Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
So Krista was involved in a game last night on JMac Oregon's channel, and he gave away a bunch of gift cards, and Krista won, but she wasn't there to receive the prize, so therefore she lost.
All right, let's find the tree here. Let me get this on the screen for you guys. On it here. Scene 3. You gotta make a macro for this. It'll really help. Yeah. Always changing pictures, camera, scenes. You would think you would have a test pattern. Scene 2. Scene 2 will work. Let's go to scene 2. Aye, Captain. One scene 2 coming up. Where's my cursor? Up there. There. And split on the screen. Here you go. Let's get this tree up there for you. Discord. Oh, here we go. Kind of small, but all right. Here's the tree for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it lit? Is it lit?
Not yet. I gotta get the lights
Light
coming.
that
I
shit.
told you that. There ain't no kid not coming any lights.
Oh.
It's got the white flocking on it, which looks like snow. And
Nice.
and it's gonna the string of light I thought was gonna be originally was be a bigger tree, but Gemini Jen couldn't find bigger tree. There was only one left. That's a shorter tree. It's like a 5-foot tree. And
So Michelle, yeah, go ahead.
let me see. Okay, you got it right, Michelle. Thank you. Go ahead, Noodles.
So I don't know if you know this, but I'm making candles now. I'm a candle maker.
Okay.
You hear about this? And I'm looking to actually make a North American Snow Queen candle. What kind of fragrance would you like in the North American Snow Queen candle?
How about vanilla? Because that's one of my favorite flavors.
Yeah, we can do vanilla.
Yeah.
But is there anything else? I mean, maybe vanilla and pine cone or something like that.
Well, how about winter breeze? Winter breeze is not a fragrance necessarily.
Yeah, but Michelle, let's mix and match.
Winter Garden. There was actually a homemade soap, shaving soap that had Winter Garden as a fragrance in it. I used it one time. It's really nice.
What about just Irish?
No, it's let's say shaving soap. It was called Winter Garden. There was a fragrance. I tried it one time. It worked out pretty good though.
Tiger Kitty's saying
there's a tree.
vanilla.
See who didn't see it. There's a tree right there. And you can see.
Tiger Kitty, what about vanilla and lemon? Vanilla and lemon.
Ice cream. That'd be nice too. I don't know
How
about
about a
lemon.
lemon vanilla?
I don't like lemon that much. But I'll tell you what, do not use pumpkin spice. I cannot stand pumpkin spice.
All right, pickles and pumpkin.
No, nothing to do with pumpkin at all. After living in Patty's house, that was her favorite smell year round. And the thought of pumpkin spice gives me PTSD after that.
What did you eat? Like bad pumpkin pie one time or something like that? I mean, what is your deal with pumpkin?
No, I just hate the taste of it. It's just, ugh. I don't like the taste of pumpkin pie.
Okay, but if I put a piece of pumpkin pie in front of you and then sweet potato pie, would you know the difference?
I would probably avoid both of them if I can, because both have a similar texture to me, and I can't stand either one.
I think it's the nutmeg. Maybe it's nutmeg that you don't like. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, well, some people with Asperger's are very, very sensitive to certain tastes or smells.
Yeah, no, I have a friend that's like that, and he can't. He doesn't like tomatoes.
Oh, well, I can eat tomatoes, but I just can't stand them raw. But obviously, I eat spaghetti sauce. You know that.
Yeah, no, he'll eat spaghetti sauce. He just won't have tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He won't pop open. He won't pop a tomato in his mouth and just start munching. You know.
Yeah, no, definitely not. It says, I don't know what.
Also, Michelle, I found a new hack. Do you wear Vaseline? Do you put Vaseline on your body?
For what?
For your skin, to moisturize your skin.
No, I usually use a regular moisturizing cream from from either St. Ives, or I use the stuff that you can get from Walmart.
All right, so here's a cheap hack, Michelle. You go get some Vaseline, you put it in some hot water so it gets all loosey-goosey, right? Then what you do is you take your favorite perfume or cologne, whatever you like using. You spray it in the Vaseline, you mix it up, and then you rub it on your skin, and you will be fresh and smelly all day long.
Okay.
All day long.
How you doing, Leo? Good morning, afternoon, night. QEQ is the link. QEQ is the link. And I'm going to try to get this done by 4 o'clock so you guys can see the 5 o'clock premiere of Turtle Wow. I hope you check it out. I think it'll be interesting for some of you guys. Some of you wanted premieres. And the good news is with premieres, they get monetized right away. So I don't have to worry about keeping fighting YouTube for that, for those extra dollars of uploads. So it looks like you guys have the potential of seeing snow. I don't know if you know that.
We got snow this afternoon.
Yeah, flurries. Yeah, we got more snow coming probably by next week. As the system that's coming in from the Greater Lakes is going to come into you guys. You're going to see, maybe a few inches of snow probably by Saturday, but then by Sunday it's going to warm up a bit, so anything that you got is going to vaporize.
Oh, thank God. Thank
God. I reached out to Ed yesterday, but he hadn't gotten back to me. I'm sure he's fine. He doesn't always get back to me right away either. So I think he'll get back to you, Stan, when he's got free time. Just keep your phone open. He'll call you. I gave Ed's number to Noodles to have Noodles give him a call too. So.
Yeah, Michelle, I have a feeling if I call that guy, he's going to be asking for a place to stay, maybe some money. I'm not going to get involved.
I don't know. I can't say. But you always can use the 2 words, 2 letters. No. I know. You can always say no.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? If he does, Michelle, if you set me up for that, I'm going to tell him you should move back in with Michelle. Michelle will take you back.
He can't move back in the mood. I mean, my landlord made it very clear he cannot come back here again.
I talked to Jimmy. I called Jimmy and I talked to him. He said no problem. If Ed comes back in, he'll charge Ed an extra $100 a month, and he's fine.
No, I talked to Jimmy. Jimmy said absolutely no Ed, no Dory, nobody.
Oh yeah!
So we need to check out Stan's Man Cave Hour. I do check it out. I checked him out. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't blocked him yet, because he's been playing a lot of music that is a lot of it. Some of the music has been blocked because of copyright, because WMG and UMG don't like to share certain albums. They're too greedy.
Oh yeah!
So,
like a bandit, right? Greedy like a bandit. There you go, Michelle.
oh yeah, because like they will block his stream from playing, especially the music by WMG and UMG. Sony Music seems to be a little more understanding. Shares that monetized anyway, so they get to keep all the revenue anyway. So for them, it's a win-win.
Oh yeah!
They get to get.
Hey, have you heard from Paul or Skynet at all?
No, not really. I talked to Wiggy yesterday in email. She's doing okay. She's sending some Christmas. She's sending some Christmas presents from me and Krista to give to me, so I can give it to Krista. Packages from me, Krista, and her daughter. So we got some stuff coming for Krista and me and her daughter and her husband. So, by the way, speaking of hearing and speaking of Jesus, I talked to Jesus last night in prayer. Like I explained earlier, I said, look, Jesus, you gave a blind man sight. Would it be possible to help a deaf woman hear? I think he's working on it. I think he's working
Michelle,
on it.
I'm going to be honest with you. Jesus might want to tell you straight up, you don't need to hear anything in this world, Michelle. This world is evil. This world is despicable. There's tons of despicable things. Jesus wouldn't want you to hear anything that's going on.
Yeah, but I think he really wants me to keep able to listen to the homily at Mass, which was very heartbreaking for me yesterday, because I really wanted to hear the homily, and I couldn't hear a word the priest was saying with and without my hearing aids. With the hearing aids, everything was too loud, and without them, the priest was too soft.
Michelle, you can always pick up a book. You can always go online and watch stuff and learn about God, Michelle. You don't need,
Yeah, I know that, but yesterday was Mike's funeral mass. However, I didn't show you this app on my phone. It looks like a blank screen. Let me show you this. Go switch over this camera so you can see this. Okay, this is a blank screen, but you see there's a button on the bottom. I tap that, and then everything I say, or every time somebody says something, they'll come up on my screen on my phone, so I can see anything that they're saying, or anything I'm saying, will show up on my phone, so I never have to miss out on any conversations, as long as I have my phone with me. And what's nice about it is that this phone app works, I think, without even, I'm going to put this thing in airplane mode. Let me see if it works even in airplane mode. Let's see if it works, because I actually want to know if that does, because I want to test it. So, guess what? Nope, it needs Wi-Fi. Needs Wi-Fi or phone app. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, so this is, lets me hear what's going on and stuff like that. So, this is a pretty cool app for that. So, at least it'll be better than totally walking around in the room totally deaf. I guess that's an improvement.
Maybe you need a 24/7 interpreter with you.
Well, that's kind of what this app does. It's a software program that's job is to act as a closed caption tool. Gotta reset it because it kind of got lost. Oh, okay, sure. Sorry, I'll be in. I gotta clean up my apps on my phone anyway. Got so many apps open. Okay. Now let me try testing that thing with the phone app off. Okay. Okay, so let me turn off the airplane mode now. Well, let's see if it works. From what I understand, I don't know if it needs wireless or not. It says offline unavailable. Okay. So that means if I turn this thing back on, it now says, oh yeah, see, it works. So you can see what I'm saying or whatever anyone is saying within earshot of the microphone can hear it. Kind of like the closed captions I use here on my desktop.
So, Michelle, are you like done with Paul and Skynet? I mean, is this what's going on, or are you trying to, I mean...
I haven't talked to Paul or Skynet.
Yeah, so like, aren't you like bummed out by that?
What's that?
Aren't you kind of bummed out that they're
No, not really. No.
Oh.
No, I'm not. At least it wasn't because anything I did. They're doing their own thing, whatever that is. So I'm sure they're just as busy doing their own routine as I am. Trying to keep my show going, trying to keep my program going, trying to keep my hair going, and things like that. So anyway, so let's take a look at some insight questions here. Your hair looks good, Michelle, said Blazingly. Thank you very much.
You already said that.
Did you meet my sister and brother-in-law? No, actually, I was there, but I did talk. I said hi to somebody outside the church, but it looked like it was somebody I knew. Plus, I saw Anthony Sagar there, the man I knew in town, who sat in the pew behind me. And they didn't have any prayer cards. So unfortunately, they didn't have any prayer cards, but they had a couple photographs of Mike set on the side. People did stop to look at them, including me, real quickly. And probably we could say it was, a cost-cutting measure because there was the family wanted to know exactly what he died from. So his casket wasn't even there. I guess they're going to try to find out an autopsy and find out what killed him.
Oh, it was just a service. They didn't bury him or anything.
No. It was just a service. Probably the actual funeral will probably be later on. But I'll tell you one thing. They did change the design of St. Joseph's a bit. They got rid of the carpet. And they went in tile floors. And before that, they originally took out the two speakers that were in front of the church, which is something I truly, sorely think was a bad mistake. Because before, I used to sit in the front where I could see the Mass and do the adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. And they used to be
can I get a Whopper Jr. with cheese? Yeah, just the sandwich. And can I get some of those cheesy tots?
He was, almost Mike was about in his 30s. I think 34, I think. Some say he got involved unintentionally with some bad stuff and that someone laced his Mary Jane with because he didn't have money to buy it from the dispensary. And some say that's why he died, was because of toxins in his Mary Jane. That kind of makes me sad to think that somebody would want to do that to a nice guy like that.
Yeah, can I get cheesy tots with that? 8, please. That's it. Thank you.
I was close. I said 34. He was actually 36. Okay.
I don't fucking know anymore. Sorry. I was complaining about the service at Burger King.
Well, like I said, Michelle, if they had left the speakers in the front of the church that they used to have them in the front, even with the new removing of the rug and just leaving tile floor, I think it would have been a lot better. At least I could have still heard what the hell was going on.
I can't wait to try this cheesy tots. Have you ever had Burger King cheesy tots, Michelle?
Never heard of such a thing. We don't even have a Burger King in Winston anyway.
Oh. Sorry, Michelle. I was
well, I don't know, Blazingly Ill. Maybe you could ask Bergs that question. Maybe he can answer that for you.
Fat 50. Fat 50. Yep.
Yeah, but you're not 50 yet, but you're already heading towards the noodles. Be careful, okay?
I know.
I got no flab in my flab bag. That they took that out, they probably can make a whole dozen ears out of them.
Yeah, Michelle, you could probably make like 20 or 30 ears out of all that extra skin you got dangling off your body.
I just said that.
You know that, right?
Yeah. Make sure they're nice, extra thick with synthetic cartilage to hang them on my head next to my real ears. Then I don't have to worry about skin rejection.
Or maybe we can capture like a bunch of rats, Michelle. Maybe get the cartilage out of a bunch of rats.
No, it's synthetically created these days. They don't use...
Oh.
They use, it's actually a polymer material they use to make the cartilage. They don't have a Panda Express or Taco Bell Winston. No, but we do have a Taco Bell in Torrington. And we have a Burger King in Torrington.
What about just making them out of pig ear, Michelle? You ever seen a pig ear before? Yeah.
Yeah. Ear before, no, but they don't, I don't know. Well, my biggest problem is to make my ear like they wanted to do otoplasty. They would have to basically use the design of a German Shepherd.
Yeah. Thank you. How the fuck do you not have the cheesy tots ready and my goddamn fucking Whopper Jr.?
They would have to do something similar to... ear similar to that would have to do with a German Shepherd's ear. The cartilage would have to be used to reinforce the ear, even if it is plastic cartilage. At least next time I go into the DMV and want to take pictures and say, you have to take your ears off. I could show them the ear and say, excuse me, how do I do that?
Maybe we call it retardilage. Retardilage.
Our cartilage, you gotta take out of people's ears like they did in Vietnam.
No, retardilage.
Yep. I don't know what that is. Anyway, the point is, the materials they came up with now, and synthetic cartilage. Cartridge. No, not cartridge. I'm not talking about 8-track tapes here. Come on. Cartilage. They need to get the cartilage. They can make synthetic cartilage now. Maybe made out of polyvolley or polyvinyl chloride, ABS, or some other synthetic material. made out of plastic to keep the ears straight up in the air. That would be key to success. Yeah. That was the problem with the last set of ears from Dimitri, was just that. My ears flopped around like a beagle.
Where the fuck are my cheesy tots? And my goddamn fucking Whopper Jr. with cheese.
Well, let's go back and ask.
Oh, here it is. Here it is, sexy.
Okay.
They didn't give me 67.
Okay. The link has music you can play if you would like the music on this channel. Okay, Brian PC, but how are you doing today?
This is the worst service I've ever had at a Burger King, ever, Michelle.
Well, show them the receipt and go up there to the counter and say, this is not what I ordered. Then they have to make you the right one.
But they got a drive-thru. I went to the drive-thru. I don't want to go inside. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the drive-thru
drive-thru
and
isn't
again
supposed to-
show them the receipt and say, look, you got my order wrong.
That is one ugly woman. Oh my God, Michelle.
Who?
The woman that came out with the food. She looks like Carlos Mencia.
Oh, yeah, I mean
She
that
looks
one
exactly
I
like
said.
Carlos Mencia.
The dark one there.
Oh my God, you see that? You see how dark she is?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I sure do. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Nice day.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what's going on. That's
Stan
one ugly
TD
lady.
said Jimi Hendrix and Def Leppard albums delivered there tomorrow. Cool. I'll keep an eye out for that, Stan. Thank you very much.
Oh, these taste like shit.
I'm doing good. Thank you very much, says Brian PC. Glad to know you're doing fine. It's 5 o'clock today. We are having the premiere of Turtle Wild Play with me, Red, and Brian K. It gets kind of weird. I'll just give you a little heads up. When I thought I was going deaf, but it turned out it was because the headphones I have had a volume control on the cord, and the volume control kept getting turned up and up, lower, 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 lower. And I thought I was losing my hearing for good. I am very happy to say that was not the case. You got some elevated musical tests, I must say. Absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing. If I was a person, and in fact, in my next life, and Sherry pointed this out, Sherry Jackson, I am not going to be disabled in Silvermoon. You know what I'm going to do in Silvermoon? Because guess who's coming with me to Silvermoon?
Me.
Carmen Miranda.
Oh yeah!
We're going to teach the people of Silvermoon how to do the samba.
Oh yeah!
What if they don't care about that, Michelle? What if they say, like, I don't want to do that?
Oh, they like to have fun. Trust me.
Yeah, but you're saying that everybody on Silvermoon is going to want to know how to do
After
the
all, you
mambo?
only can kill so many scurries for so long before you get bored. Even they like to have fun too, just like everybody else.
Mmm.
Do you have Miles
You are the
Davis?
stuff.
No, I do not. No, I do not have anything like that. Thank you very much, Philip. Much appreciate it. Basically, it said good delay. They asked me to work longer. By the way, I'm glad you're doing good with your job, Leo. Congratulations. I mean, if my hearing was not my hearing so much, but if my leg wasn't as the way they are now, I probably still would be washing dishes at a restaurant right now after all these years, because I never mind washing dishes. It never bothered me any. I used to wash plates, cups, saucers by hand, along with cookware, and both by hand and in restaurants they had automatic dishwashers. I did it both ways. I didn't mind either one.
What was your last job? Like, where did you work?
The first job I ever got was working at Friendly Ice Cream Corporation in stores washing dishes. Using an Animation E14 dishwasher.
Right,
then the second job I had was working at American Food Courts in Westbrook, Connecticut, washing pots and pans by hand every weekend. Then, after that, I worked for UConn's South Campus dining room, washing dishes from 8 to 2 in the morning. 8 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon, washing dishes. That was considered a full-time job. So it was actually an 8-hour day. I actually tell you, of all the jobs I love the most, I like the ones when I was working at Friendly's. Here's why. Number one, it was smaller. Number two, there's something magical when you take a dirty dish and you rinse it off. It's like a priest going into the mass. And then you put it in the dishwasher and you say, I absolve you in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Close the door. Psh, sin no more, and out comes the clean dishes free of sin. That's what it feels like. That's why it always reminds me of the confessional of the Mass. I never, ever realized just how emotionally purifying it is to go from a dish full of mortal sin, or people eating on it, to a dish that's sparkling clean. It's just like what happens when we do a confession in our soul. Yeah. I'm glad you like it.
So what was the last job you had, Michelle? The last
well, I forget there was Easter seals in between. The last time I had actually could say was reasonably decent job I could do was working for American Food Courts.
So that was the last job you had?
Yes. I developed a heel spur in my left foot. What is it with my left leg getting all these problems? From bad hips to heel spurs to broken kneecaps. My left leg is a magnet for disaster. It is really true. But that's true though. It's funny though because like I said, it's just like a priest when you're a dishwasher in a restaurant. The dirty dishes are kind of like penitents coming in to receive absolution for their sins. And
so your entire
life,
you've been cleaning dishes, washing dishes your entire life?
Pretty much, my adult life, yeah. And also prepping food in the kitchen, yeah.
So like, what if we can like find you, like kind of like Michelle? So here's the thing. I don't know if you know this, but I used to spend some time with Meals on Wheels. Right. It's not about making money. It's about making people feel like they're part of something, Michelle.
Right.
So. What about if we got you involved with Meals on Wheels? Like, would you be willing if someone came and picked you up?
I don't know anybody in the area that does Meals on Wheels, except this. I'll say one thing. I did offer to volunteer. Oh, yes, I did volunteer at the Soup Kitchen in Willimantic. I did volunteer. I forgot to mention them. I worked many times at Via 53 Ministries in Willimantic. Isaiah 58 Soup Kitchen in Willimantic too. Between jobs. So I was washing dishes for the Soup Kitchen in Willimantic too. I forgot to mention that.
I mean, would you want to work again?
But let me finish one thing that people don't realize. Now, I know you're not Catholic Noodles, so this may not make sense to you. But if you ever wondered what it's like to go through a confessional, think about this. You have did sins, or in the case of a dish, someone's eaten on you. There's crumbs, there's sauce, there's gravy drippings, there's grease. And you come into the dish room, and you are basically have sinned because you're not clean. What does the dishwasher do? Dishwasher's like a priest. By the Holy Spirit, I absolve you the sins in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You put it through the dishwasher, pull it out. You are now free to go. Your penance is 7 Hail Marys, not others. Go out and sin no more, but you know the dish is going to get dirty again, right? Yeah. I don't know why. I guess in a way it's because I've always loved the priest. Unfortunately, the Pope has already said there will never be a female priest in the Catholic Church. They've already reaffirmed that. Nor will there ever be married priests in the Catholic Church either. So there will never be a female priest in the Catholic Church. So no, you will never see a Geraldine like the Vicar of Dibley in the Roman Catholic Church. And Don French was hilarious in that role, I'll tell you that. It made me bust out laughing watching Don French and Vicar of Dibley. You know, the thing is, if things were different, I would love to actually have been a priestess.
That's true.
It's funny. Why do I always play a shadow? Why do I always play a discipline priest? Because I can visualize, besides going out there in the battleground and using smite and shadow word pain and penance, I can visualize that when I'm not out there on the battlefield, that I'm holding mass somewhere with a congregation.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
A congregation of people. I could just see that. You know? I could see them walking up to my confessional. Forgive me, Mother, for I have sinned. What's my sin, my son? I slept with my wife's boyfriend. Okay. What did you feel about that? Yeah, he was smoking hot. That's nice. But you're here for confessing your sin. Do you see something simply wrong with sleeping around with your wife's boyfriend? Not only are you encouraging your wife to do adultery, but you also guilty of doing a mortal sin too. Mother, can I ask you, can you please forgive me? Absolutely. Absolve me in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Go out there and do no good. And your penance is to tell your wife the truth and actually live a decent life.
Oh, yeah!
The way I think it probably would be. And there's something magical when you're holding up the body and blood of Christ and when you're handing it out to the people of the church. For as he said, on the day he was betrayed, Jesus picked up bread, broke it, gave his disciples, and said, "Take this, all of you, and eat of it. For this is my body, which will be given up for you, to all you, and all sins may be forgiven." After supper was ended, he took the cup, gave it blessings, and said, "Take this, all of you, and drink of it. This is the cup of my blood of a new and everlasting covenant, which will be now and forever. Do this in memory of me." How powerful is that? You can't even realize how much power that is. That's like totally better, the best sandwich I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, blood and flesh.
No, see, take it one piece.
Thank you.
I love the Holy Eucharistic. Right. I always have. There's always something special about the Eucharist. And there's something special about the Sacrament of Communion. That's the reason I was so devastated yesterday when I realized
Thank you.
I couldn't even hear the homily. How can I rightfully take the body and blood of Christ when I couldn't even understand what was being said? That's why I said when I got home, I said to Jesus, almost to the verge of tears, Jesus, you gave a blind man sight by putting mud on his eyes and told him to wash his eyes out. Would it really be too much to ask if you could give me back my ears by hearing that I so much missed because I didn't even get a chance to hear your gospel? He told me, don't worry, Michelle. It's going to be taken care of. I promise you. Erotic roleplay? What erotic roleplay? There's no erotic roleplay. But the point is, that's why the reasons why I play a shadow priest. Or actually, I play a discipline priest. I used to play a shadow priest. But you know what? I realized something. For me, playing a priest is, I do play a discipline priest so I can cause penance and pain if needed. But most of the time, I prefer helping in healing, just like the real me. That's the truth. I love to help people. And so therefore, even in World of Warcraft, that's why I enjoy being a disciplined priest. I do hope my dreams come true.
So Michelle, are you gonna be upset when Jesus doesn't do that for you, but what he does for you?
Let's put it this
on
way.
Planet Earth.
As you know, and I know, and it's taught in your church, in the documents that you guys use in your catechisms, because I have read them. Jesus can have 3 modes of prayer instantly: a flat out "No way, Jose," which is sometimes what happens. The second one is "You bet," right away. Or the third one is, wait on it a little bit.
Well, Michelle, I mean, let's be honest, why would God want you to be this way? He doesn't want you to be this way. He doesn't want you to struggle.
I more than likely chose this path in my life chart to learn something special. It's not God's doing. It was my choice. It was in my life chart. It was probably something I needed to learn that was so sacred and special that the only way I was going to learn it was to be humble and accept things as they are. Some people choose the easy way out. Some people choose the tough way. Homeless Mike chose the tough way. He's with Christ now. And when I've learned a lot by being humble. And I know that when I go home to Silvermoon in my next life, that I will be free of physical sins because I have completed my soul contract.
Well, sure, I don't know. Again, what contract do you think you signed with?
Everybody has a soul contract when they come to Earth to learn certain skill sets. Once you learn the skill sets, once you graduate from Earth, that's your soul contract. It means you have graduated from Earth. Now you got your doctorate, your graduate, your master's. You don't have to keep coming back to Earth U anymore. You graduated. Now you can go to other places, new places with new opportunities to explore new things in life. And that's the reason why I never curse God. I'm just like Job in that way. I never cursed God. I never gave up on God. And God never gave up on me. Virgo Goddess just did a message. I didn't get a chance to read it yet, but I'll tell you what it said real quick. She said, you have found favor with God. This is from what I saw from earlier. You have been put on a higher plane because of your love and your grace and your devotion to the Almighty. You are special to Him. I can tell you one thing. When I go to Silvermoon after my time on heaven, my next life, as I said, I already talked to Carmen Miranda. And I talked to Whitney Houston. And I talked to a few other people I knew too. We're going to Silvermoon together. And we are going to dance the night away.
You guys aren't going to do anything else?
Oh, yeah, eventually I'm going to find my right partner, my right lady partner. Going to settle down, adopt a few children. More than likely hold mass somewhere in one of the local parish churches. Going to be there for my community as I am here. Living the mission that Jesus himself wanted every single Christian to do. I may be a Roman Catholic Christo-pagan, but I still deeply love the Church, the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, the magisterium of the Church, and of course Jesus Christ, which is my brother. I obviously love him. Which I think is a lot of people are not ready for the reality. So many people forget that. They just think of God as some distant bystander watching everybody. Well, that's true that Father Yahweh does usually observe from a distance. There are a few times when he will reach his divine hand into a person's life and give them the kind of help that they need in their life. And for that, I'll say to Father God, thank you ever so much. I know that for a lot of people like to say bad things about God. But you know what? There's one of two types of those people in the world. The first one are the ones that truly do not love God, because what God teaches is something totally opposite of what they believe in. Okay? Absolutely. There are people like that. There are people that really hate God because he represents a future that they cannot stand. Those people, we know what's going to happen to them unless they repent. However, at the same time, there's another group that have not been given the instructions, who have never been explained to them what the divine loving grace of God is. Remember what we say when we accept God as ours. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Thy will be done. Not mine. Not my will. No. My will, I'm giving you my will. I want to be part of your will. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Deliver us, Lord, from every evil of the world, and do not allow us to fall astray. For thine is the kingdom now and forever. Amen to that. And you know what? God will always remember you. And even if you have never ever thought about talking to God or Jesus or Mother God, just go ahead and pick up the prayer hands. Pray to them. They'll listen. We're going to be celebrating the birth of a baby Jesus that's going to become the king. Let's not forget that. This is what this time coming up is. And the Christian calendar is the birth of our future king. That's the reason why we celebrate Christmas. Christ's Mass. Christ's Mass. It's not Michelle's Mass. It's not Noodle's Mass. It's to celebrate the birth of a king, the Messiah. From the hosannas have been sung about. The one who's going to bring peace to the world for all who truly believe in the teachings of Jesus, of Christ's birth, even in chapter 24 of Isaiah.
He's going to bring peace to the world through superior firepower, Michelle. Superior firepower.
We bring peace to the world by showing genuine compassion and decency to one person at a time, Noodles. That's what homeless Mike did. That's what St. Francis of Assisi did. He showed love and compassion and decency, just as St. Clare did. I am considered a child of St. Francis and St. Clare as well. And I will always show compassion to my brothers and sisters out there, even if it hurts me. I'll be there for you. I always have been. I loved everybody, and I still do every day. Just like St. Francis and St. Clare loved the lepers and the down and outs in their community, and giving them a loving hand when they could.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how loving Jesus is going to be when he comes here. I mean, you got to remember, he's coming here to. He's going to
come. He's going to clean out. He's going to clean up house. You know that.
Yeah.
He's going to throw the money changers out of the temple. He is the new temple. He is going to be in the tabernacle. For he is the new king. And you know what? Let's be honest, what YouTube has become, unfortunately. I mean, not as much as some places, but YouTube has become a den of thieves. But remember something Jesus said. A healthy man does not need a doctor. For Jesus comes to save the just and the unjust alike. I am like him in a sense. I bring a moment of peace to everybody. I try to help. And as I remember last night from yesterday from the Mass, Michelle, don't give up. I still love you. I know it's hard sometimes for some people to understand that. But you know what? Here's the cool thing. Don't give up your faith. Don't throw your pearls in front of swine. And don't expect that those people that don't want to hear the gospel will listen. There always will be people that don't, just like the seeds. The way that they planted seed in Israel was basically to cast it about. For seeds planted on rocky soil, either do not germinate, or they just sprout a little bit and then they die. But when it finds good soil, it grows into a vibrant plant. I want to plant my seeds. I was actually looking at one of the little hymns I used to sing when I was a little kid, before I became a Roman Catholic. It was in the hymnal. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And I will tell you, I think that God has got great things for me. I'm not an arrogant asshole. I don't sit there and think I'm the top sirloin. I accept the fact that I'm just doing the best I can to make a basic living. And that's all you need to have to do. You don't have to worry about being one of those guys who feels he has to go out there and build a fancy monument or a statue or anything like that. Remember the one person, the one woman that only had 2 coins to her name. And the man came up to the offering plate before her with the equivalent of a big fat wad of money, bragging about how great he was. Look, God, I bring about $1,000. And the woman puts in 2 pennies into the offering plate, the last 2 pennies she had. And they said, Rabbi, teacher, what are you trying to say? The woman that gave what she had, 2 pennies, is more valuable to me than the man that gave thousands of dollars. People used to ask you why we don't do much spiritual messages in the world anymore. Well, here's a message for you to think about. I didn't forget how to do them. But now the question is how many of my seeds I have handed you will fall on the fertile ground? It's up to you to listen and think about it. That was what the original spiritual messages we used to do were about. So I'm asking you, during this time of Advent, which is coming, just last week was Advent, start of Advent, last Sunday, is please keep in mind, actually it was this Sunday, the 3rd, right, the first Sunday of Advent. Keep this in mind. We come to gather together to sing the Lord's praises of his birth. Now that says a lot about America and the world. Don't give up your birthright for something that the devil can't give you. Happiness. Yes, he does give you what you need, Leo. He will reimburse you. That's the secret. So the people on YouTube that cause harm and do evil stuff, let you be known that their deeds, for just like I jokingly said, the Lord is making a list. He's checking it thrice. He's going to find out who's naughty and nice, because Jesus Christ is coming to town. And that's a promise. So, I do think, for all of you who are passionate about this, maybe some of you guys may need some Rolaids after this. Maybe some of you guys might need a shot of tequila. But some of you, this message may sound like the sweetest piece of pie you've ever had.
Pumpkin pie.
So, at about 5 o'clock, we're going to be having the premiere. I will be there watching along with you. And let me just tell you, it's a very interesting what transpired in parts of the game with the sound. And boy, I could just tell you, I was so glad that it was not my hearing that was messed up. I really was happy to know it was not. I want to see all you guys happy. So, as Stan said, theoretically we can have the convocation at the park on December 20th at 7 o'clock at night. Let's see if we can make that a reality. Let's see if we can get that happening.
Oh yeah!
And we really, really do need to remember that the North American Snow Queen was appointed this role by Almighty Mother and Father God, not by the dark entities. I am doing the work that Mother and Father God asked me to do. So for right now, until 5 o'clock or so, when the great meeting comes up of the gameplay, I hope that you all keep in mind what I said. You too, Noodles. I hope you also keep in mind what I said too. Is that I thank you all for watching this. Please don't forget to put a like in the like jar. Some of you say we missed those spiritual messages. Well, let's just put it this way. I gave you a taste of one. I hope you hope it was sweet and pleasant. If you are a person that's disabled, whatever your disabilities are in your life, I want you to understand one thing. You're not alone. Make sure to pick up your cross and carry it with dignity. For Jesus suffered with nails in his hands and feet, with a crown of thorns on his skull, stripped naked, while people threw lots to see who gets his clothing, with the agony of a pear in his side. Think of this. Anybody who has hip problems, hand problems, feet problems, head problems, remember, for you are suffering the same as Jesus did. Just tell Jesus, I understand your situation, and I ask you to help me to go on with dignity. For now, I want to say thank you, everybody, for watching the show. I'll see you at 5 o'clock on the replay. Until then, let's go out there and be excellent to one another.